see here. Yep, I see it. Go ahead. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio podcast. A bittersweet episode here. Full crowd. Chuck's, Beans, and Will. I'm myself and Smoot. How you guys doing?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Beans. Hello.
Oh. I'm here too.
And Will's currently running things on his end because the internet on my side apparently is completely fucked. Absolutely fucked right now.
Is that the technical term?
Yes. It's also our 300th show, so it wouldn't be a train wreck, without something going wrong. Hopefully, this whole issue that I've been having lately with just random frame drops and signal loss gets fixed here soon. So, that's the reason why Will's doing stuff on his end, and I've been trying to coach him through it here. Kind of a bittersweet. Again, bittersweet is the apropos term here, but it's our 300th show. But unfortunately, yesterday, the thing that kind of caught everybody off guard was the sudden passing of Luke Harper, or Brody Lee, or as he is normally known as John Huber. Unfortunately, he passed away due to a non-COVID lung issue that he's been battling, I guess, for a while now. And, kind of stunned everybody. So, very sad day yesterday. Everybody's still kind of somber, mourning. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but I was floored when I saw it. When I saw the news, that is.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I was, due to the time difference, I was in bed when the news started to come through. And to be honest, I thought there was a pay-per-view one or something because I seen his name trending. And I thought, he must have done something. I didn't know there was a pay-per-view on tonight. And then I clicked his name and I was just, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was a shocker, this one.
I was watching something on Twitch, and I just happened to glance on Twitter, and I actually saw the tweet come across live, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was just pretty much, that was pretty much everybody's reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same on my end, actually, because Jack had gone down late last night, and I was awake, and I saw it come through, and it was half asleep, obviously, because of the time, but you just saw it, and you thought, what?
Yeah.
It was just it was bizarre. And what made it even more kind of weirdly surreal on my side was obviously, like I mentioned in the last show, that I'd started watching the AEW episodes from earlier in the year that I had all built up. I literally had just watched the episode where he debuted as the Exalted One, and did the promo the following week where he was eating the meal with I don't know who they were, the two guys. Yeah, and he was telling them not to eat before him and things like that, and it's really bizarre, just the timing of it, thinking, you literally just watch him in a promo and think, I wonder what he'll be doing, and I wonder, because obviously I've not followed the product, wonder where he's up to and stuff now, and what's happened with the character kind of thing. And then obviously his news come out, and it was just like, what on earth?
His last match, I believe, is that it was that leather strap match against Cody Rhodes for the TNT Championship, I believe.
How long ago was that now?
I I think a couple of months.
A couple of months, yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
didn't realise
I'll
he'd been
double check that.
gone from TV that long, and I knew he'd been away.
Yeah.
And they weren't really. They were saying they were mentioning he was injured, weren't they? Obviously they weren't saying what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Which obviously you wouldn't expect them to, but I don't think anyone saw this coming, did they?
No, it's just utterly tragic. I mean, and it speaks volumes as well in the fact that, I mean, this is all well above any kind of wrestling rivalries and organizations, but just the general outpouring from everyone has just been the very same message about him as a person, not talking about the wrestler as such, just him. Just it's just totally.
There's a video going around. I'm not sure who posted it first, but it's from a few years ago. It was a WWE video, and it's talking about how he's collected every bit of merchandise or memorabilia that he's got from his time in WWE, and it's a bit sad actually, because he says he wants to put it all together, and whether he wants it or not, he's going to give it to his son.
Yeah.
And he said if his son wants to do what he's doing, then fair play to him, but if he doesn't, at least he knows he's got all this to look back on. And he starts welling up himself, and obviously he's thinking of what might happen in the future, but I don't think he expected to be doing it yet.
No. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely tragic. I mean, even from a standpoint of he's got 2 kids. It's just awful.
Another nice little videos. I think Big E might have filmed it at one of the Access events. Where he's just finished the signing, and he gets his kid up onto the signing stage.
Yeah.
And then he gets there's like a little crowd of, say, 20, 30 people there, not many. But he gets them all to start, because his son's actually called Brody Lee, that's his name. And he gets the crowd that are there to start chanting Brody for his kid. And it's nice, because his kid's not expecting it at all, and it's just his kid's face light up. So, yeah, he does seem like a genuinely nice guy.
I remember... I remember hearing an interview we did with, I think it was James D'Lo, and it was just one of them things again where they didn't really talk about wrestling as such. It was just more, again, family stuff and kind of like him as a person. And he did, even from that small snippet of an interview, you just thought, there's no bells and whistles with him, and you know what I mean? Like there's no. It sounds awful, but baggage either, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's no ego or character to it. It's just a genuine bloke who was obviously doing this for his family, and it really hits home when you see it, thinking of it from his family point of view. I mean, obviously we've lost a great talent in the ring, and we all thought that he was a character that probably should have gone a lot higher in WWE than what he did. And sadly as well, I mean, even in the last couple of years, he wasn't really even utilised a lot on TV really, because there was all the contract situation, weren't there, for a long period. But
yeah,
didn't he? Yeah, they hadn't long come back, had they? They just reformed with Rowan.
Well, that was it, weren't it?
And then he obviously ended up in AEW.
Yeah, because that was around the contract thing, weren't it? Yeah. Where it was kind of like, I think he wanted to go at that point, didn't he? And it was like, if you're not going to use me, I want to go, kind of thing. And then obviously, I think probably to stop him from going to AEW, they probably put him on TV just to see if they could kind of keep him on side, but obviously things didn't work out again. And
didn't he turn up? Didn't Rowan end up beating Reigns at a pay-per-view? Because of him, he got involved.
I think so, yeah.
And he caused cost Reigns the match, and that was supposed to be the big reunion of the Bludgeon Brothers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't really happen.
No.
But yeah, I thought they could have gone further than they did. As the Bludgeon Brothers, I liked them. They were pretty good. But yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? As well, it's like obviously we've seen wrestlers from years gone by. You know, the older wrestlers. I know it's not the term to use, but you can. You know, they get into the latter stages of life. So it's not really a shock.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
it's probably the closest to, I suppose, Eddie Guerrero is what we've really had, really, in the fact that it's someone who's active, someone who's, you know, pretty mainstream.
That's what Shane Smith did. You know, you wrestled 2 months ago. It's not long at all.
No.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Just to go back on that real quick, October 8th was the dog collar match. Not a leather strap match, but
October, yeah.
Same premise, yeah. That's when I believe Cody won the TNT Championship back, and yeah, it was. It's crazy to think about, because like going back with what Bean said is like when he debuted without a crowd because of the whole pandemic, and had there been a crowd, they would have gone nuts for him when he showed up as the Exalted One, and it's crazy how life can work. You know, it's absolutely unfortunate, and I feel like we were all robbed of somebody of with a great talent and probably bound for a major championship in the upcoming future.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
I mean, like you say as well, he would have got that reaction as well based on knowing the struggles that you had in WWE as well, and how things were probably going to be very different for him in AEW.
And that show was in Rochester, his hometown.
Yeah.
Was it really? Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was supposed to be huge.
Yeah.
Not to be.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Adds to a pretty shitty year on over, doesn't it?
Yeah. You mentioned earlier the outpouring from all of the wrestlers, and I mean, there's a huge list of people who have said really nice things. You know, every single one of them, obviously. I don't know if you've seen Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually read through them all. Yeah. I know that a lot of them have obviously poured their heart out, haven't they? They put a long monologue of a tribute to him. But sadly, on my side, I've not had a chance to read through them all yet. But.
No, I haven't read through them all. I picked out a few of the names that I was kind of most interested in. Let's see what Randy Orton has to say. He's a big deal. Randy Orton says, "I have no words." Okay, not much to that one, but fair enough. I get that. And then I figured Bray Wyatt. You know, they hung out for how many years were they together?
Yeah.
Most of his WWE run, he was with Bray, and needless to say, I think they were pretty close.
Yeah,
that was a difficult read.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, he's obviously not took it well, has he?
No.
Not that you would.
No,
yeah.
Tough one to take anyway. Yeah, like you said, not used in the way that you'd kind of expect a guy of his size and his ability. I don't know why he never made it. He seemed like a surefire hit, but it never really happened. And I never heard of any kind of bitterness from him. That's kind of cool. Like usually you get a guy in his situation, leaves, shoot interviews or whatever, and Ryback is obviously we won much the same mold, and he's never shut up about it. But yeah, I didn't hear a bad word about anyone from this guy.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like in that interview that I'd seen where it was more about his own life, but he was kind of making the point of, I can offer so much more and I wish they would see it, but he didn't. As you say, there was no confrontational element of it at all. It was just wanting the chance to be able to do more.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was finally getting that chance now. It was almost a strange choice, seeing him being put in what could be quite a high-profile position in AEW after his run in WWE that was so... I mean, he was second fiddle at best in the Wyatt family. And it's like, okay, now we'll finally see what he has, what he can do. And it was working. A little bit wacky early on when he was doing the Vince gimmick, but I kind of enjoyed that for what it was.
I think he was one of those...
He turned this Dark Order disaster around.
Yeah. And I think he was kind of like one of those victims of someone that was kind of seen as a bit of safe hands. I think that... Yeah. Because when you look at, you looked at the Wyatt family, and he was obviously always teamed up with Eric Rowan, and all due respect to Eric Rowan, he was someone I think that the company wanted more out of, but it was probably a little bit out of reach for him. And I think Luke Harper, the character, was kind of always put in that scenario to support that. Whereas in I think in fans' eyes, they would have much preferred to have seen it the other way around, where Eric Rowan could have been the support mechanism for Luke Harper. But again, I think there's that element of a little bit being taken for granted in the fact that he probably wasn't someone that kicked off. He was, he was a family person, easy to get along with, probably wouldn't kick up a fuss when he was given an idea, and, just try to make the best of what he had kind of thing. But yeah, shame, real shame.
I was wondering, not to be like morbid or anything like that, but what are they going to do with the whole Dark Order thing as well? Do you think they might make somebody within the group like the new leader, the new exalted one, if you will?
Yeah, I kind of wondered about that. Evil Uno was kind of the leader before there was this exalted one idea, so maybe he just goes back to it.
I mean, like I say, I'm well out of date on it. I don't have a clue on how they've gone about it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they all just kind of disappear for a time and come back with different gimmicks and kind of refresh. If I don't know whether they'd worry whether it would be seen in poor taste to continue something that he was involved in, or whether that would be a legacy to do that. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Just to end it, but they've been featured kind of consistently on the show. It's not like they've disappeared in the whatever it is 2.5 months since he's been gone. So Brody's been gone, but they're much more comedy right now, with John Silver doing the recruitment gimmick with Adam Page. He's a funny guy. He's kind of getting over with his personality, not really as part of the the cult storyline. Who knows?
Yeah, be interesting to see what they decide to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where as well, I kind of think of like TNA and stuff, and then kind of times when they would record 5-6 weeks worth of television. And if he was, I know obviously he'd not been around for a couple of months anyway, but like the situation, it puts a company in, excuse me, if you've got, weeks and weeks of tape footage and storyline that you'd then have to go back and readdress because of things.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, Wednesday is going to be a live show. I did see a couple people say that they should make the official tagline, "It's Wednesday night." You know what that means.
You know what that
means. Yeah. So I hope they do that.
I'm sure that'll be mentioned a few times in opening monologues and things, I think.
Yeah. So it's just interesting to see where they go from here and how they move on. And it's just an unfortunate tragedy, I have to say. So.
Yeah.
Shifting gears. Let me go over here real quick. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a couple things on my own over here on my side, since I'm not running the board or anything like that. Should we do the prediction game?
All right, let's do it.
Have we mentioned it's whoa?
Oh, thank you, Chucks. Thank you. So I
need one of them.
Happy 300th.
What the hell was that?
Sounds like a big sneeze.
It was a bottle.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it was a bottle. My last bottle of Pepsi.
Speaking of Pepsi, is my final can of Pepsi. Happy 300th, people.
Really? Final can is in like you kicking the habit, or you're out right now?
Run out.
Just run out of Pepsi. It's just mine.
Okay. I mean, same here.
Last one in the fridge.
I'm hitting the store tomorrow for more drinks.
You've all gone SAWFT drinks today.
Ha!
Well,
soft.
To be honest, so I do have whiskey on the rocks on the side.
Hey, there you go.
Don't know if you can hear the ice in the glass.
I hear them rocks. Yeah.
What are you on then?
This is a 12-year-old single malt Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich. Yeah, okay. Not a big Scotch fan myself. I find it's too
It's an old man's drink, Scotch.
Yeah, I think it's too what's the word? It's too sophisticated for me. It's not sweet enough.
I think so.
Yeah. I feel like it's something I've like an acquired taste, like coffee or something that I'm just too much of a child to appreciate.
What's your typical choice then?
If there was ever a time that a tipple that needed a bit of sophistication for episode 300, I thought it would be that.
Yeah. 12-year-old Scotch. Well, I'm still basically am a 12-year-old. Yeah, no, I've gone completely the opposite. I've gone headfirst into the sweet drink territory. That was a can of Coke, obviously, which I've poured into JD and Disaronno.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't think I've ever had Disaronno before.
It's called a Godfather, apparently. I guess bourbon. I don't know if it has to be Jack Daniels, but JD, Disaronno, and Coke is called a Godfather, and it's syrupy.
Really?
Oh yeah. Disaronno is like an almond. It's amaretto. It's like an almond liqueur, I guess.
You mean almond?
Almond.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Almond.
Oh no.
Almond. Really?
Almond.
Almond. No.
Yeah.
Almond.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. Almond.
Oh.
All.
Pronounce that L. Almond.
This is how the show ends.
How else was,
my stream actually is buffering.
So go on, Smoot, how would you say it?
How do I say? I think it's almond. But I have said almond, I think, a couple of times without thinking about it.
So I would say almond because you should say it as in, look at the word all. 2 L's in all.
2 L's,
yeah. You just take one of those L's away.
L, and so it's almond.
That's Al.
Yeah.
Big
I
Al.
don't care how it's spelled in the fact that you think it should be said like that. It's just how it has to be said.
How do you say it?
Almond.
Like with 2 L's.
Like an O.
Yeah.
Almond.
Almond. Yeah.
Like an O. Almond.
It does sound a little bit more like an O the way I would say it. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely wrong.
Thanks, Will.
And like a bread roll, how would you pronounce bread roll?
Finland.
Wouldn't be episode 300 without a bin lid. Bin lid and chips.
All right, should we get into the predictions of
bin lid and chips? Sounds pretty good. Double carb.
Right, so you want prediction? Right, you bear with me for a minute, because as you know, I'm producing here, so.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh, have you got music to play?
Literally anything could happen right now, so. Let's see. Wait a minute.
Our two listeners have just sent us a message saying that their computers have exploded.
Well, there's the music.
Hey! Still can't hear it.
Hang on.
Just you.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Look at that.
Oh,
there it is.
I'll give Bean the point already. Wait a minute.
Hang on a minute. Have I got a point?
You will do. Yeah. Before the night is over, you will get a point.
Well, that's a bonus.
I can't promise any more than that. But
I can't remember what I said, to be honest.
Well, I'll get going. It turns out it was a pretty good show for all of us. I'll say that. Pre-show, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but the pre-show was an 8-man tag. Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable.
I did actually see this, but I can't remember what happened there.
I remember you announcing it on Twitter, and I've totally forgotten all about it since.
Yeah. So, I think it was just a Big E showcase, basically.
Yeah.
Big E, Daniel Bryan, and the, whatever they're called, the Alpha team, Alpha something, Alpha Camp, whatever they are. They beat King Corbin, Zayn, and Cesaro Nakamura. 8-man tag. Big E got the win. His weird new music played that's not as good as the New Day music.
It's by Wale.
Oh, it's yeah, they mentioned something about Wale, I think, on this.
Just a bit. Corey Graves mentioned it about 15 times on SmackDown.
Oh, really? Kind of surprised they'd mentioned him. I thought maybe Wale Mania thing, they weren't a big fan of his.
Oh, they don't like Snoop Dogg anymore, do they? So they got a new rapper they love.
Just how much he got paid for that? Bloody hell. Crazy money.
Don't know, but Jack likes it and actually sings it, which is quite scary. As soon as he sees the
like a G.
Yeah, as soon as he sees the dog on the screen, the little puppet dog now that they've started using
Christmas one.
That's it. I'm knackered. He's just there going, Justice. Oh, this is so wrong.
Training him young.
Even did the fucking McDonald's on the radio in Cannes. I was like, no.
Working. It's working
it's
the
bad
average.
Parenting. You're fucking sitting there running around going, I'm loving it.
Well, start playing the Justin Timberlake song and see if you can kind of ease him away from the advert jingle and to at least it's an actual song.
We didn't think we were doing it that bad, but anytime I go anywhere remotely near McDonald's, he starts going, Happy Meal, Happy Meal.
That's just kids
window. Yeah, but I'm sitting there thinking you shouldn't remember, like, how is this, like, I don't know. I just didn't think that I was, I don't know, subjecting him to McDonald's enough that it would become, he remembers the route and knows exactly whereabouts he is, to the point where he can point at it out of the window and start yelling about it. And I'm like, makes it sound like it's the only bloody thing he eats.
How old is he now? About 15?
Oh. He's 3 going on 25 with an attitude.
So I hear, and I don't know, maybe you can confirm in a year or two, but once or twice over the last few years, Brian Alvarez, Dave's co-host, he's got 2 young daughters, and he said that when the oldest one hit about 4, she forgot everything that had happened in her life before that point. So she had a good memory about stuff, cartoon characters. She had favourite things and would probably do the same thing with McDonald's or whatever. She hit 4, it was just gone. And it's like it's just a blank slate from then on. It'll be interesting to know if that happens with Jack too.
So they just totally forgot and started afresh?
Pretty much. So let's use Brian's example. She was a huge fan of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for years. And then one day, she had no idea who Goofy was. And he was like, "You know Goofy from the Clubhouse." Like,
did she bang her head?
Listen to too much.
How old is Jack now again, sorry?
What's that?
How old did you say Jack was?
He's just turned 3.
3. So you need to test the story, you need to tell him something. Purposely
tell him something very memorable. Yeah.
And then see if he remembers in 2 years' time.
Well, to be honest, if he forgets about Happy Meal, I'll be happy.
He'll relearn that soon.
I'm honest to God, I couldn't believe it that the advert came up radio and he actually did the advert, and I was like, oh my God, how many times has that advert been on the car? I'm like, that's my only saving grace. It's not and then it came on TV at home and he did it, and I'm like, oh my God. It's like a walking advert for McDonald's.
So was there a point where you realised, oh God, he can actually remember things now? Like when he's a baby, you can say stuff and it's fine. And then one day he's going to start going, shit.
Yeah.
Realising that there's words that he shouldn't be saying, but he's going to say it anyway.
Yeah, it mainly happened when he said shit. No, what was it? Oh, he makes me laugh so much because he said he almost knows that it's wrong because I say, oh my God, a lot. And Laura, kind of, gives me the evil eyes, shut up. And he says it in exactly the same tone. And I don't know how he's got this or where he's got it from. But he goes, oh my goodness me. And every time he does it, it's brilliant. I'm just like, wow. I wish I could say myself like that.
He must have picked it up from you. You must have said it at some point.
To be honest, I think someone in nursery's got the same plan. But yeah, it was funny. He just keeps saying, "Oh my goodness me." He gets all very posh out of nowhere. It's dead funny.
Kind of interesting that you would worry about "oh my God" at all these days. That's I thought people were much more, blasé about the whole.
Well, can I ask a question right now? When you were a kid, would you, if you heard the term "holy cow," would you think that was swearing?
No. I would think that was deliberately not swearing. It's a minced oath.
Really? Because that was kind of like a swear word in my upbringing. Yeah.
Maybe if you were Hindu.
That's 2 non-swear words. Holy's a word. Cow's an animal.
I know. I know. When I think about it logically, it doesn't make any sense why I thought of that. But I have to be honest. It was yesterday. Jack was watching something on kids' YouTube about counting some monster trucks that were jumping over a hill, and one of them flipped over, and the guy who was doing the commentary to it went, "Holy cow!" And I was like, "You can't say that on a kid's thing." And I sat there afterwards and I thought, actually, I think it might be me this one.
Yeah. I could never say crap when I was a kid.
Yeah, crap's a swear word in my family vocabulary.
I wouldn't say it was a swear word. It's a mildly.
It's very mild.
Yeah. You get away with it in certain circumstances.
It's one of those I just didn't say anyway. Like hell and damn, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think crap was borderline.
Isn't damn seen more as a swear word in America, Smoot?
Yeah, I think ass, damn, crap, hell, those are kind of lax. So, I mean, it's not...
You can get away with them on TV.
Yeah.
Can you explain, Smoot, as the resident American, why ass is okay on TV, but asshole isn't? And when you say asshole, it's the hole that gets bleeped.
It's too vulgar.
The guy on the bottom is too slow.
a bleep. Yeah, right. Could be, but like a bleep hole. That I can understand that. But an ass bleep, that you're saying the worst bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, ass is actually an animal again, isn't it? So.
Well, I mean, it is, but we all know, right?
Yeah,
No one's talking about the donkey.
But in America as well, if you say arse, that isn't seen as swearing, is it?
It just seems like you're crazy.
See what I mean? Whereas if you say arse over here, that's a swear word.
Yeah.
I used to get
told off
for saying bloody.
Yeah, that's seen as a swear word in my kind of like life.
That's because they're classified.
No, that's just silly. That's Jacob Rees-Mogg talk.
Would he say that? I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, bloody toss pot.
Anyway, back to TLC for a sec.
Oh shit, yeah, pay-per-view.
Just for a second. We'll go off the rails after this.
We all picked the
Football
good
next,
guys, right? On the pre-show.
We all pick the faces. We all get a point.
Yeah.
Woo.
Biggie gets the win there.
Sorry, I'm being silly. We haven't got that match on the card, have we?
Oh,
No,
no.
I didn't put that on there.
No,
sorry.
that's fine. I just thought I was being stupid. It's fine. Carry on.
First match on the main show was a big one. It was the WWE title match. I had it listed as the main event. What do I know? Drew McIntyre defending the WWE title against AJ with Edward James Omos on the outside. And in the middle of this one, The Miz came down, cashed in his Money in the Bank.
Idiot.
Yeah. He should have known from, the history. He's been around for about 15 years, right? He knows how these things are booked. You don't cash in the middle of a TLC match. You're never going to win.
Wait, hold on. I think I missed the first hour because I either forgot or just didn't care or a combination of both. Mm-hmm. Did the Miz honest to God cash in his fucking briefcase?
After that whole Otis thing.
And he stood at the bottom of the ladder looking up as if he'd already won, yeah! Walking up dead slow and everything, and it was just you're not going to win this, pal.
And he had John Morrison there. No DQ stip on the match. Didn't take full advantage. I don't think anyway.
No, he didn't.
What a flippin' idiot. What a fucking he's a moron. His character's a complete goofball.
Yeah.
Hey,
ho ho.
Go back to home or something. I was trying to finish up that rap there. Seriously, what the fuck? Why would you cash in on a TLC match with both competitors still active and having John Morrison as your helper and not even doing anything?
Because you're going into WrestleMania season and you're running out of time and he's not going to be taken seriously for anything.
Slightly jumping ahead, but they're now teasing that he might actually get it back.
Oh God! Stop doing this.
I don't know if you saw the match, you'll see that it was actually John Morrison that handed the briefcase over.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
They didn't say as much, but they were kind of teasing that they were maybe going down the road of it wasn't a valid cash-in. Because it was got to be cashed in by the owner.
Oh, I wish he'd just cash in on Roman Reigns and he just gets absolutely bludgeoned.
Yeah. What a goof. What an absolute fucking goof.
The only way that idea could be worse is if he'd actually won the belt and then they done the illegal cash in to take it off him.
Yeah, that would be goofier.
I mean, technically the contract's null and void because it's still a 2016-17 copy.
Yeah.
Otis should have never lost it, and he should still have the case.
Otis should have never won it.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's debatable.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think they could have given Otis like a match on Raw where he announced he were going to cash it in or something, and he had a fairly decent showing, but he never won. I think that would have been a more sensible approach than, oh God, we put the bloody briefcase on a fat man that we don't think can ever do anything. So now we need to switch it over to someone that's like kind of in the middle of the road that we can rely on just to lose, and it won't matter.
Do they not realise when, like, on that Sunday when they think, Otis is over, he's funny, I like his wacky antics, let's put the briefcase on him. Do they not then think, but we will then have to do something with it? And we obviously don't want to.
No, because Vince was still laughing when he pitched the idea.
Yeah.
His belly's hanging out.
He's gonna be rubbing his belly with a briefcase.
Yeah.
It'll be hilarious. The day afterwards, he's like, why the fuck is he got a briefcase?
Who the fuck put that case on Otis?
Yeah.
Who the hell put a fat man on my roster? Something like that. I don't know. I think Otis should have kept the case. I don't know. It was something unique. It was coming off of the hot angle between him and Mandy. Why not push him to make a star?
As well?
Yeah.
Why did they kill all of this?
Because they fired the writer that came up with it during that whole furlough session.
To be honest as well, I think they were really hurt by the fact that there wasn't a crowd, because I think the whole Otis thing would have really got over with the crowd.
Yeah.
And I think that would have changed things for them. But obviously, because it's all, Vince has used all the ratings and shit, and, we've got Otis as the briefcase holder. Let's make him lose.
Who gave this fat guy a briefcase?
Who put him on the roster?
Yeah, I think plan A is don't give him the case. Plan B is give him the title match. Plan C is, if you're gonna give it to Miz, just have him cash in at some point. You don't need all of this like fake out. The guy, you're about to cash in, but then the guy gets up, so you take it back, or whatever.
Yeah,
they do that over and over and over and over. So I really hope they don't go that way. I hope this was just we've got nothing. Let's write the case off for a bit.
Yeah, and just. I don't think I'm going to take Miz seriously ever again. First strike was against the Fiend, where Fiend was trying to terrorize his child, and he just didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care?
Yeah. When they had the match, he just was like, it was like any other match. It wasn't like, hey, let me at him. He's been talking shit about my wife and fucking putting creepy shit in my child's crib, or let me at him. Instead, it was just, okay, it's a match.
And then he was kind of scared because the Fiend is scary. So he got John Morrison to come back as like his, bodyguard or whatever, just some backup.
Yeah.
And then he just forgot completely about the Fiend and just started doing comedy with Morrison instead.
Yeah. And now this, with the cash in on a TLC match. What a fucking goof. I just... I'm done with the Miz.
They took Mandy away from Otis. They then had Otis and Tucker split up. They had one brawl, and it's gone nowhere.
Yeah, that's also true.
What the hell? They had some stuff happening, and they just killed every part of it, and now no one has anything.
Or tag teams, for that matter. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's like they're trying to make everything mean as little as possible.
And this is why I skipped like the first hour of the show.
You skipped the main event.
Oh, I think I fell asleep at the main event.
You missed nothing. McIntyre won. We all predicted that one. Even with the Miz joining in halfway through, he wins anyway.
Let's see here if Will. Yeah, there it goes. All right. All right, nice. Moving on.
2020 Slayer.
Is that what they're calling him?
No, that's what I put on the thing.
Oh.
Because he beat up 2020 on that video last week.
Oh shit, yeah. Which they also played in the actual pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, I happened to be on Twitter for that one. There was a long string of what did I just watch? Right, next up was the SmackDown Women's Title match where Sasha beat Carmella. Carmella was a little better than she used to be, I guess, but
I thought she was a lot better, actually. I mean,
yeah,
it's not really saying a lot because she wasn't really that great in the first place. But I thought she was alright.
Yeah, I think Carmella's improved quite a bit. Gimmick-wise and in the ring.
But not good enough on this night.
No.
Sasha retains.
Not tonight. Not any night.
So that is points all round except for Will, who had too much faith in Carmella.
Womp womp.
Carmella was not money.
Yeah, I thought she would.
There's always next time. And if there's nothing else on that one, who's Reginald Thomas, by the way?
It's Carmella.
Is that Akeem?
Oh god, yeah. What the fuck? I think I was half paying attention to the match, and I just saw this random black guy like carrying Carmella.
Yeah.
Just Akeem Young or whatever.
I don't know who he is.
NXT talent.
Was he on NXT?
Oh, supposedly. The part was played by NXT talent Akeem Young, who was announced as having signed with WWE in January of this year.
Ah, so he probably wasn't ever actually on NXT TV. Okay, he doesn't have a wiki page anyway, so you know, it's kind of Andy Wu level.
Hey, you don't screw with Andy Wu.
No, you definitely don't. Next up was the Raw Tag Team title match.
What the hell was that noise?
Yeah, what the hell was
It was
it?
a really good match. I don't know what can I say.
So it was Chucks that made the noise.
I did make noise.
And it sounded like he got a boner.
Your 10-time tag team champions no longer. They're going to be going after number 11 soon enough. Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Ben Shelton. They are your new champions. Shelton is now a tag team champion for the first time in, did they say 13 years?
16.
16. Thought it was like more like 03 than 07.
I only know this because I actually watched this pay-per-view about an hour before I come on it.
Yeah, I forgot her purpose won that, didn't it? Yeah. I actually watched it live as well. I don't know what I was doing.
They kind of still did the thing where, because Cedric Alexander tagged in at the end, didn't he? Where Shelton was going to launch into his finishing move, I suppose, but he kind of stole the spotlight from Shelton. So I thought that was quite an interesting direction to go in when, especially you just win the tag titles.
Yeah, there you go. 17 years. September 18th, 2003. That's crazy. He must be ancient now. How old is Shelton Benjamin? He still looks 20. He's 45. Don't look a day older than he did when he was...
45,
yeah, he was feuding with Triple H that time.
Yeah.
It's the same for Bobby Lashley, though.
Bobby Lashley's a freak too, yeah. And Asian Day. Crazy. Hurt Business looking good. Also, 3 champions now. When is someone going to go after the big belt? Probably never.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. New Day, no longer champions. That means points all round except for Smoot. Big New Day fan.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna happened for the Hurt Business. I don't think it was the right night.
I think you might be right. It was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Felt pretty quick. But they must have an idea. Next up was women's tag team title match. So champions Nia Jax and Shayna defending against Asuka and mystery partner. It was not Lana. It was surprise. No one saw this coming. No one saw it coming. It was Charlotte and her new face.
I literally called it last week.
Charlotte and a new face.
I was like, it could be Charlotte.
Yeah.
Did you used to have a mole?
Oh.
She did used to have a mole.
She did.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Chuck. Something is different with her face, and I can't pinpoint what.
It's called surgery.
Well, I know that.
She's had stuff done. She's had her boobs taken out. She's like,
Yeah, she's also had her boobs reduced, thankfully, because before they looked like fucking cannons.
really?
They did not look right, especially for a professional wrestler. You know, like the amount of times.
Let's see what military museums you've been to.
Didn't she have an exploding boob at one point?
See, a cannon.
I'm sure that happened to her about a year ago. She had to have a couple of weeks off because
Sounds familiar.
her boobs exploded.
She actually, there's something online about how she's opened up that she's had the reason why she's been off since the summer is to get corrective surgery on some things that have gone wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, and you sorted your face as well.
2 for 1 job.
I'm joking.
Joking, not joking.
Horrified. I'm only kidding. To be fair to it, right? I've never been. How should I say? I've never really been attracted to Charlotte, and I've always found her a very athletic woman, but not someone that I would take a kindling to. But I have to admit that, and for someone that has openly admitted that she's had cosmetic surgery, I think that she's done fairly well.
Okay.
Considering
that could have been.
Considering most people that I've seen that have had cosmetic surgery look like a bloody fish that's been blown up.
Yeah.
There is that,
Yeah.
So I think she's gone very sensible with it this time round, and hopefully, after what she was saying with all problems she's had, hopefully it's the end of it for her now.
Basically, you're like a new face compared to her old one.
No comment.
It's addictive though, cosmetic surgery. Starts off, you get something done that looks good. Next thing you know, too much. There's only so many lifts you can do. Just ask Vince McMahon himself.
The guy who's got his fucking eyelids pinned to the top of his head.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't look right. Asuka and Charlotte, your new women's tag champions. I don't know why.
And that's... You have Charlotte on SmackDown.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, now she's tag champ, she can be on every show. And
oh yeah, forgot.
Because Vince is like literally in love with her. So she'll be on every show and every title. And...
Well, I'm sorry, but if she's been gone since the summer, it's never stopped anyone from just popping up on a different show.
No, we've had a draft now, Beans. Come on, everyone's back.
Oh.
Rules now.
Oh, sorry.
For a few weeks.
Yeah.
So Charlotte is on Raw. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that one. Get Charlotte everywhere. And Asuka now has 2 belts, so we keep that trend going as well.
Asuka 2 belts.
Asuka 2 belts.
Okay.
And points for everyone. We all figured that Asuka would be find a good partner. pull off the massive upset, which this undoubtedly was. Should be main event. You would have thought. Roman Reigns, the head of the table. I don't know if you've heard, he's the head of the table. No?
Or tribal chief.
He's the tribal chief, and he's the provider for the whole family.
Big chief leaky.
He just wants to be acknowledged as the tribal chief and the head of the table.
I never thought that I'd actually want someone to be called the Big Dog again.
Just call him the Juggernaut again. Just once.
Big Chief Leaky Dog Tribal Samoan Reigns.
Jesus Christ.
The Big Chief Tribal Dog Bastard.
Well, I'm sorry, but another one when we're talking about cosmetics, I can't take the guy seriously when he looks like he's wearing a fucking gum shield constantly.
Oh yeah, those teeth, they're something, aren't they?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's like Roberto Firmino.
I just can't. He looks like he'd be spitting all over me if he spoke to me because of him.
Matt Hardy had it done as well.
Oh yeah, but Matt Hardy's even worse because he's not fucking touched his bottom teeth. And it's made it even worse when I watched AEW, like I was saying, like the old ones, and he's just made his debut and he did that weird thing where he jumped around the
you saw
stands
that?
with Chris Jericho, and he did his promo with him that went on for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And all I could hear was him fucking chatting his teeth constantly. And every time that they put the camera on him, he's got his fucking perfect bright white teeth, and then underneath these yellow fucking, like, I was going to say mangled, but to be fair, they're average looking.
What do you think about that teleporting all over the place?
Well, it didn't really go very well considering that they had Chris Jericho in the foreground.
Jumping around with each guy.
And where you could see his head jumping with the stills of the shots, so I thought, why do it with that?
I think they meant for that to happen. It has to have been deliberate. It was so bad.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know if controversial is the word, but it was a talking point for a while when that happened.
Fucking Abraham Lincoln in the crowd. I mean, Jesus Christ. And Jericho just kept like repeating himself as if he was trying to get to a certain point in the promo, and Matt weren't following him at all. And it was just like, no, I'm going to keep talking about fucking Perseus or something. I don't know. It was mad.
I don't know if it was the week before or after. Sometime around that time, Matt was on Jericho's podcast talking about this character. And he sounded like, I don't know, when like a 5-year-old has some idea that they have to tell you about and it's just rambling and it doesn't go anywhere, but they've thought it all through and like, this is why this happens and this guy is this guy and like he does this because he's got this power. And Jericho's obviously not following it. He doesn't care. And he's like, oh, wow, you've really thought this through. This is this is really something. You really want to do this. And, yeah, Damascus, and like he's got this power that he can also be any one of the other Matt Hardy characters.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
yeah,
500 years old.
Good. And yeah,
500 years old.
Other vessels.
Fucking, you need to upgrade your vessel, pal.
Like he must have notebooks full of like whatever this character is, the whole broken universe. And he's now just dropped it. And it's because there's no fans and he's not getting the reactions he was hoping for, but he's just a different guy now. Damascus is gone.
Really?
Yeah, he's like more of a big money Matt now.
Yeah, now he takes the credit for everything. He's basically doing what Jericho does in real life, but as a character. He hangs out with Private Party, and they obviously really like the Hardys, so he takes credit for everything they do. There's a few other tag teams that do that. Oh, the Young Bucks, obviously, they're Hardy clones. He was the inspiration for everything that AEW does. That's the idea.
All right, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so when you catch up, enjoy that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of sold it to me to like kind of watch another episode tonight.
It's going to take a while to get to that point. As Speaking of things inspired by Matt Hardy, TLC match, Roman Reigns here.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was my fault with the teeth.
No, that's fine. I think, did I bring up Matt? Yeah, it's probably my fault, whatever. But yeah, those teeth, they're, that's another one. You get addicted to teeth whitening, you end up looking like that. God. Kevin Owens, anyway, was the challenger of the month, and he did no good. It's a good match, but it was only ever going to go one way. Points all round for predicting Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the leaky dog, to retain.
Yeah, I'm going to say I think this was probably the best match of the night from what I can remember from a few hours ago. I'm going to say, Roman actually looked pretty beat up by the end of this. Some of the like markings and cuts he had all over his body.
Yeah.
It was like nearly every part of his bloody body, poor guy. It was like...
Probably wishing he still had that jacket.
Gosh.
Give me back the flak jacket.
What's with the gold, like, fist thing as well?
I think it's because he's the tribal chief and the head of the table.
Right.
That's probably amazing.
He's the provider.
So that's what they get, a golden glove. I just think it doesn't even look gold. It looks kind of just like it should be white, but it's gone dirty.
It looks a little bit like that. I'm not a big Marvel fan, but is it one of the Avengers films? Got,
the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, the Gauntlet thing. Mm-hmm. Looks a bit like that.
I suppose I could see why, yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to achieve, and they're failing quite miserably at it. But, yeah, that's the idea they're going for.
Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to ask him one of these days. You've got contacts, haven't you, Beans? You can actually probably do that. Get on the next conference call.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Cool.
Why does it look horrible and sweaty?
When you ever wash your glove.
Why don't you wash it the same as you brush them teeth? You have been kicked off the call. I didn't know I could get Superman punched through a phone call, but there you go.
The actual main event for, well, we'll get to this finish. I guess that must be why. How'd you finish? How'd you top that? Randy Orton and the Fiend, not just any old Bray Wyatt, but Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Inferno match, which to begin with had no fire.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
It was also very badly edited as well.
Yeah.
Also, no announcers ringside either.
No announcers ringside because at one point, a couple of minutes in, there was fire everywhere.
Yeah.
But also, even in the very beginning, when Bray did his entrance and he sat in the corner and stared at who the bloody hell was he facing? Randy Orton. He stared at him, and one of his contacts was his red eye contact, and the other one was a normal eye. And then a couple of minutes later, when the match, even though it had live written in the top right-hand corner throughout it all, when he looked and the flames came on and his face got lit up, he was wearing two eye contacts, which he wasn't wearing before.
Yeah, I think the initial bit of the match was done as live, and then when they started getting off the ring and stuff started getting on fire, that was all recorded.
Yeah, well, I think he lost his contact lens.
Or maybe the normal looking eye was the contact and that fell out, and his real red eyes were left underneath.
Well, after the end of the match, he's definitely got fucking red eyes after the end. Jesus.
He's got no eyes after the end. So Randy Orton wrestled the whole match wearing clothes, which is weird.
A hoodie that he was increasingly getting more frustrated with throughout the match.
very, very uncomfortable with all that fire around as well. He decided, let's just throw in a nice warm hoodie as well.
Well, the strings coming out of it, fucking pull it, sticks around me ear, fucking pull on it again, still getting caught up in everything, fucking corner tears on it, get really angry about that and start pulling on it. Yeah. He was loving that attire. I don't know what they fucking made out of that fucking hoodie out of. Jesus.
So as soon as I saw that, I figured, oh great, well I'm not winning this one then. Randy Orton's wearing clothes. There's only one reason he'd be wearing something.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch fire. But turns out Fiend was also wearing a jacket through the whole thing as well. God knows why. Well, turns out he was set on fire. They, at one point, apparently 12 minutes
set on fire. He was fucking murdered.
12 minutes in,
they just...
And for some reason, Randy Orton had openly admitted to, like, having this murder committed on, national television. And then thought it'd be a good idea just before he got tackled by the police to do his wrestling pose.
Yeah. I like that nobody just, came in with a fire extinguisher or did
just
any sort of thing to help out the Fiend. Yeah.
Well, he is pretty evil.
Yeah. I just wanted the gimmick to be over, I guess.
I mean, where was Alexa Bliss in all this?
That's a good question, actually.
She just sat there and watched him fucking turn to crisp.
Yeah, probably this isn't over. She showed up on Raw. In a playground. And said he's
badly burned.
He's at a barbecue right now and he's back next week. Can't remember exactly the word she used, but it was something along the lines of he's coming back and he's going to be different, basically. So
he's damn sure going to be different.
Yeah, so
that's gotta be Kane.
It's gonna be Kane. Yeah.
So about 12 minutes in, they just walk over to one of the fire things, and Wyatt just catches fire. There was really not much to it. Yeah. Rolls into the ring, fire goes out.
To be fair, the initial fire bit was quite impressively done.
He was really calm about it.
Yeah.
Usually you see the stuntman catch on fire and he gets, I don't know, a few seconds and then they have to put him out. He was just walking around with his jacket on fire like it was nothing. Rolled into the ring, still on fire.
Yeah, also there's no bell ring either. To signify that the match was over.
Well, that's why Randy Orton thought, I'm going to have to kill him.
Yeah. Just to be sure. No referee to see this one.
Because he sat there, what the hell? Right, he sat there all shocked. Like, just as his jacket were on fire, and then thought, no, I'm going to fucking murder him. Like, not only just, like, set him on fire, I'm going to leave him in the ring cooking. And his face is on fire, quite openly to the world. Like, it was just absolutely fucking bizarre. How the fuck can this program be fucking PG rated?
Well, supposedly USA Network's unhappy with the slumping ratings, so they want like more adult.
More adult. We want more adult fucking content. Fucking 30 seconds later, there's a guy on fire in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to hear that they want more adult content, but this was on a pay-per-view. This wasn't on Raw.
True. Very true.
What are they going to do on Raw?
Blow him up.
Okay. See if that works.
Vince will usher him into a limo.
He was set on fire the first time. Randy Orton said that's not enough. Poured him in his lighter fluid all over. Lit him on fire. He's toasting away for an extended period of time in the ring at the end. And Randy Orton shows no remorse, and that's just it.
God.
I want to know, and I think this is going to be like the Rikishi and Triple H Austin angle back in the day. That who the
Randy
fuck
Orton did it for someone.
Who the fuck put them matches on the side for Randy to pick up?
Yeah, that's true. Same person with the rocking chair as well.
Yeah. And what happened to that? I mean, for 1 minute it was covered in blood, and then it was on fire, and then when they came round the other side of the ring, it was just fucking sat there like normal again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a poor attempt at a visual effect.
They keep saying that everyone who works with Bray Wyatt gets changed somehow.
Well, yeah, Randy Orton becomes a murderer.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I suppose I can't actually argue that, but this one seems like they went the other way with it. They're now saying that Bray Wyatt is going to be changed.
Yeah, because he's fucking
because Randy Orton hasn't changed anything about his character.
He's fucking burnt to a crisp.
0-for-2 against Randy Orton that involves fire.
The guy is one with the mat.
He's fused to the canvas.
He's gonna come out looking like a fucking ring.
Next thing you know, it's gonna be like a boiler room brawl, and Orton's just gonna cremate him.
A lot. If he can set him on fire any more than he did in that pay-per-view, I'll be bloody impressed.
Good point. I don't know where they're gonna go from here, but yeah, it's a shame that Alexa didn't get involved. I didn't have a problem with the whole setup of the fire being lackadaisical or being late to show up during the match. I'm willing to excuse that, but the main event was just I don't know. The Fiend shouldn't be losing matches, I feel.
I thought the effects were pretty good. I mean, they made the most of the fact that there's no crowd there, because they wouldn't have got away with all that stuff if there was crowds there.
True.
So I think
there's that. It's like you say, they're taking advantage of what they can while they can, but I do think that there needs to be a degree of someone just sitting back at it. I mean, we say it for everything, don't we? Like someone who looks at it and sense checks what the hell they're about to do and thinks, should we really go ahead with what's next and where do we take it from this?
Yeah, there is, but no one will say that to Vince.
He just thinks, no crowd, cool, we can kill someone.
God.
It's different. I'm fine with it. What the hell? Just what have you got to lose at this point?
It's not the end of it either. As I say, they were teasing that he's coming back different. So, or whatever that means. I don't think it's...
He's gonna have a melted mass now, isn't he?
Oh, he's gonna it's gonna be like a pile of ashes, and then the lights go out, and it's like, oh, there's the Fiend, or something like that. Which would be really lame, but
maybe he is dead, and he comes back as this dead type character with a black hat and a black coat.
I was actually going to say, maybe you just have Bo Dallas come out with an urn.
No.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What you gotta do is believe.
Oh my God.
I actually read a good theory when Taker was retiring. You can see the good theory on Twitter. Someone said, what if the Undertaker character was like a James Bond or a Doctor Who type character? That
you're telling me that Idris Elba's going to be the next Undertaker?
No, it's going to be the next Bray Wyatt.
The Undertaker could regenerate into someone else could take over that character. Can't see them doing it.
Doctor Who. I've just got this image now of like the 3 count at WrestleMania 30 when Brock Lesnar wins, and just as Brock Lesnar stands up, all of a sudden he's wearing a long overcoat and hat. Like, what the hell?
I mean, it's true. There was an Undertaker versus Undertaker match. So, I mean, it is possible they could go that route.
Well, after watching a rubber dummy burn to death in the middle of a ring, I feel like anything's on the table at the moment.
Okay.
God.
Imagine 30 years of The Fiend.
So let's see, points here.
So that was a point for me and for Will.
Yeah.
For that one, which means out of 7 matches on the night, in joint second place is you 3. 6 out of 7. Hell of a night.
Yeah.
And you know, I did have a perfect night, I've got to say.
Yeah, you did.
Whatever. Gonna make a big thing of it. Just, you know, I got 7 out of 7. You know, completely flawless predictions there. But you know, it's no big deal. It's just a thing that happens sometimes.
Someone get me some matches.
Oh God. Wait a minute, I got this wrong. Smoot only had 5.
Uh-oh. Well, 6 because I predicted the pre-show.
Pre-show one, yeah. I've got everyone down for extra point, yeah.
No, that's only 5. You missed the New Day and you missed the Fiend.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you did get the pre-show. So, a quick alteration here, because I was giving you too much credit. Out of 64 matches in the season so far, Smoot and Beans both on 43, Will on 44, I'm only just ahead on 46. Still all to play for. This has been the closest season we've ever done.
Yeah.
This is like the Premier League.
It is.
I'm looking at it up on the screen.
We're actually doing well.
I actually went out, I'm quite proud of them.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, it's close, isn't it?
Very close.
And we're still quite a long way to go as well, isn't it? Still, at least one pay-per-view if we get the Rumble.
We have the Rumble. I assume we're going to have a No Way Out.
You assume.
Good assumption, yeah.
Have they not? I guess they haven't. They haven't actually announced anything then.
No, they've only announced the Rumble.
I think they're just kind of keeping the cards close to the chest and everything, aren't they?
Yeah, cards. I get it.
Yeah.
They're probably really banking on having fans back at some point. Before they
I did wonder whether they were going to hold off promoting the Rumble, to be honest, in case. You know, whether rules changed mid-February or something and they could do it then, like, you know, just put it back a month or something.
Yeah, maybe.
You could end up just waiting forever for that, though, couldn't you?
Also true.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be I do not want to imagine what a Royal Rumble is going to be like if we have it in this bloody Thunderdome with no fans.
Only 4 people in a ring at a time.
They're going to have to do something different.
They're going to end up doing something stupid as well, like, you know, again, it won't be live, there'll be some stupid trickery. Probably Bray Wyatt, he'll probably, like, flash on each corner of the ring, and everyone's told to stay very still in between all the shots, and it won't work like Chris Jericho.
See, stuff like that, I don't know if it works and it looks good. I'm not totally against things like that. I think they're making the most of, it's like the fire stuff, they're making the most of a shitty situation.
That is true, yeah.
I'm not totally against them going a little bit out the box if it looks good and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but also, again, it's that thing of it's got to look good, and when they've got time to play about with it, sometimes it still doesn't look good.
Well, speaking of which, apparently they redid a match on SmackDown 3 times.
Oh my God!
Because they weren't happy with how it looked, and because it was taped, they went back and did it again.
Who was in that match?
I was reading about it before we started the show.
Was it Big E winning the title?
I don't
Goddamn,
title?
Yeah, he got the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, he did.
I can't even remember who had that. Oh, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
There you go, SmackDown match refilmed. The Jey Uso Daniel Bryan match.
Oh.
They didn't like how that.
Bryan
That seems like
to sell the attack
match
from his opponent more.
Oh, for God's sake.
I feel like that's WWE just being petty.
There was also a minor spot edited where Sasha Banks literally dropped the championship on the floor. She was asked to do it again.
Oh, for God's sake.
All right, Sasha, this time pretend it's Baby Yoda. Don't drop it.
If you drop that belt again, you'll be dropping the belt.
Literally.
God. Yeah, Big E won it, and there was like this huge confetti celebration at the end of the show, strangely enough. I was like, this is not needed.
Yeah, it was kind of leaked that, because although it was taped, they actually had, obviously would have been in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
They did let fans in the Thunderdome, so Tuesday night when it was actually happening, that story started to leak that he'd won the IC title.
What? So they had fans in the building?
No, they were connected to the Thunderdome for the taping.
Oh, right.
So
virtual fans.
Yeah.
So people on Zoom are like, "Hey, tune in to SmackDown to see Sami Zayn lose the Intercontinental Championship."
Have they got any freeze frames of the wonderful fans' reactions to Bray Wyatt being set on fire?
I've not seen them actually.
Did they have any?
Well,
I feel like they had the screens off for that.
No, they did.
You know, there's a 8-year-old girl holding a sign up. Go Randy.
I'm Randy for fire or something like that.
Jeez.
I'm on heat.
Hey,
That
would have been a good sign, like, whatever, 20 years ago when they actually had heat before pay-per-views.
Yeah.
The other thing from Raw, actually, the Matt Riddle, or Riddle as he's now known, sorry, he's now teaming with Jeff Hardy.
The Hardy Bros.
Yeah, they're now calling themselves the Hardy Bros.
The Hardy Bros?
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, we can try to.
Yeah.
Good God. Why do I find that more disgusting than someone being set on fire?
Well, I mean, if you look into Matt Riddle's past, not that hard to be disgusted at. All right, should we get out of here? I think it's that'll wrap this one up for number 300.
I want to talk more.
God.
And the thing is Will's in control of it this time.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Off and carry on.
I mean,
On my own. Nobody wants to hear that. Jesus.
I've just got this image now that Will's just going to pull the joke book out.
Oh, you've got to do that.
Just read it.
Special night.
Cover to cover. I don't know what it is.
oh, good, it's lost. Yes, there's a miracle.
To be honest, I think we've covered most of the jokes in there anyway.
Yeah.
Still, I'm sure there'll be a second one. Well, I guess that is it then. I guess we are finished.
Yes. Right.
This show is such a chore for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just looking. I'm trying to get a screen grab for you of the fans watching the, arson, and
Live arson.
they don't care.
No, I can't imagine it is.
This comes through.
Well, it depends whether or not it was actual live reactions or just taped stuff from the crowd. Because people have said that they're not watching in the Thunderdome, yet their webcam footage is still being used.
Yeah, well, apparently, now you mention it, I did see a report that match was taped earlier on in the day. And they didn't actually know it was going to be the main event. When they did it, it was going to be earlier in the night. And it was swapped around later on.
You can't follow that.
Well, yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
That has to go last.
Yeah, so maybe the reactions you see on camera, maybe but they couldn't have been live, could they? Because if it was taped during the day, then they couldn't be live reactions.
No, it makes sense. There was a lot of fire covering them up. You don't see any of the screens up close for very long.
Yeah.
But what you do see is just people kind of face on the chin, just snoozing, looking away, not really paying much attention.
Probably didn't do some kind of effect flame effect on the on the screens. Go on, let's move. Are you dying to get out of here?
All right. We'll be back next week with episode 301 in the new year, 2021. So starting off on hopefully the right foot for
That's right,
all things considered.
Next Saturday will be the
second.
On the first.
First.
Or the second. Either whatever.
Yeah, because New Year's the first.
But yeah, it'll be the first one of the new year, hopefully. So, and hopefully this goddamn internet issue will not be a problem, or won't be in our, won't be mucking things up here next week. Is the whole point.
Doesn't matter. I'm taking over.
Oh well, yeah. Now that you know how to run the show. So, but yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you everybody for coming out. Oh, all right. Well, see you next week. Hopefully. Good night, everybody. Did you hit the button? Because Beans has got to say the thing.
It's not safe.